Good evening, good afternoon and good morning, and welcome back to episode 12 of PQ's Gospel of the Oval Ball. I just want to start by saying thank you to one and all you wonderful listeners and viewers who are still watching, still believing that there is a voice down south for the greatest game in London, in the locale, and we are going to continue to build throughout spring and summer as we build up towards Easter and the resurrection that is the ever-turning, always inspirational at Easter. Let's go. There's loads of Rugby League coming up. Teams are doing their pre-seasons, and we're going to go through what is effectively a pyramid in London and the South East. Which teams play in which divisions, how the divisions feed into one another, and from whence they can continue their journey should they wish to get further and higher up in the structure and the league that is the Southern Conference League, the London Men's Premier and the East Rugby League divisions. Stay tuned for more of the greatest game and of course the ever-turning, always inspirational. Welcome back. So what we're going to talk about now is the pyramid of London Rugby League. London, the South East and the South, and how these divisions fit in and how we would compare to what is going on up north, which is small in comparison, but with the foundations that some of the guys who've been around for years and years who are putting in an incredible effort. They've now got the seedlings that are now starting to bear fruit, and things are really looking super positive, as you can tell by the amount of London players that are now filling in the spots of London Broncos, Mike McMeekin out in Catalan, all the lads that eventually went up to St Helens and Wigan. Kai Pearce-Paul is now out in Newcastle. You've got the Leyland brothers playing out of the Broncos. So the pyramid starts effectively in the Merit Leagues. Now we've got an East Rugby League Division 1, which that takes the teams that are as follows. Princes of Southern Essex and Brentwood Academy Reserve, the Brentwood Eels. The Kings of Northern Essex, Pete Lamarquand's Eastern Rhinos Academy Reserve grade, matching up against Hertfordshire's finest, the North Herts Crusaders, bringing it and wrapping it up from Cambridge, the St Ives Roosters. Don't be deceived by Sydney, these are the top boys, St Ives Roosters. And then this would feed into the East Rugby League Premiership, which most teams would aspire to. From Wymondham in Norfolk or Suffolk, the Anglian Vipers, the Kings of Bedford, the Bedford Tigers Academy Reserve grade, the boys from the south of the river, their own island, the Canvey Island Knights, the Stags of HP 22, that's right, Hemel Hempstead making a welcome return, and of course not forgetting Roman Verulamium, the Centurions of St Albans, possibly led by and directed by the legend that is Mick O'Shea. Now if you're in the Merit League, 9 times out of 10 sometimes you can't get a full team up, so they might be festival matchups, and then you go into the Premier, and then it's about fulfilling all of those fixtures. So these newer teams that are starting to find their feet will eventually get full squads all the time. What doesn't help are when the lads go off to university, but that's another conversation. They're building the foundations the right way for a little bit of growth, small spurts at a time, giving them an opportunity to play some rugby league over the summer and then match up against the reserve teams of some of the other more well-established lineups. So similarly on the London Men's Premier Merit League, you've got these teams. Elmbridge Eagles Reserve grade with their junior setup. They are going to have huge numbers swelling this team, looking to get into their top grade as well. Medway Dragons Reserve grade, who we all know after winning the title in the London Men's Prem in the previous couple of seasons, and they went on to play Harry Jepson. With their youth set up courtesy of the legend that is Martin Coyd, they're going to have a field day in this Division 2. Never forget the brothers from Newham in East London, the legends that are the East London Dockers. And throw in, of course, the Panthers of Maidstone, the legendary Invicta Panthers, from whence the Leyland brothers would do battle as juniors and feed all the way through into the Broncos' heartland. And that is the Merit League that then feeds into the London Men's Premier. The winners of the minor premiership last season, the Brixton Bulls, top dogs, always battling for that top spot. Medway Dragons, first grade, who would go on to represent in the first round of the Challenge Cup and win the Harry Jepson to get them there. London Chargers Reserve grade, who won the grand final last year, but due to their first team being in the SCL, were unable to compete in the Harry Jepson. But another great season for them. Elmbridge Eagles first grade. With their youth setup, they're going to be coming from a threatening position with nothing to lose this year. And welcoming the new boys on board, Brighton and Hove Rugby League. What will they bring to the comp? No one will know. Could they top everyone? And then, of course, the Brotherhood. That is the West Warriors. The Kimbo Parkinson-inspired Brotherhood from Acton, playing out of Wasps. We shall see when the fixtures are announced. The potential to then get promoted to the SCL is huge. The door is always open for more teams. Southern Conference League. Pete Lamarquand's Eastern Rhinos, who have been a legendary setup from the inception of the league, have been there from day one and always a threat when you have to travel all the way to Colchester. Playing in the mindset of their coach will leave nothing on the pitch. Awesome setup there. The current champions, Hammersmith Hills Hoist, that put in a fantastic season last year. From whence they were, they've built well in the winter and they're going to be another threat. They'll be looking to double up in 2024. London Chargers won the grand final. Then we got the North Hearts Crusaders coming from nowhere. They're going to ruffle a few feathers as well. Alongside them, the Bedford Tigers. They're going to go hunting this season as well. They're going to get more bodies in and they're going to look to be threatening. N22's finest, London Scholars, making their debut in the competition. They're going to be a threat as well, which should up the ante week in, week out. There's going to be some tasty matchups this year. And of course, not forgetting the Southern Essex Princes that are the Brentwood Eels, who have got another incredible youth setup. And that shows with the number of players they've got in their team from their youth setup. And they're just going to be looking to break the playoffs and break that hold that the top teams have had for the last couple. We shall see. And not forgetting, of course, the Exiles potentially. They play out of Bristol. They are the all golds and they are a threat to everyone in this competition. They can pull in from all around Bristol and they will have some numbers and they're going to be bringing their A game. So beware, SCL. And then, of course, not forgetting our very own Brotherhood that are the West Warriors. Get the dubs up for the Brotherhood. Yeah. The Merit Leagues feed in to the Premier Leagues, and then with the potential that has, the Premier Leagues would then feed into the SCL. Make the SCL as powerful as the NCL, which has got years to go yet. 18 to 20 teams, plus they've got their Premier Division, Division 1, 2, 3 in the Yorkshire Leagues, etc. We're not that lucky at the moment, but there's more numbers playing the game down south than ever before, and the future is looking brighter than a 60-watt light bulb on a good day. Easter and the resurrection of the Evertowning, always inspirational, and the journey to the summer, that is Easter. Look at that, 250 yards of greenery for one and all, and it's about to cut loose, get loose and unleash our inner beast. Dubs up for the brothers as we get going. The resurrection begins. Warm-up complete. Bust a lung, bust a gut is the killer. But the road is tough, the journey treacherous, but the rewards untold pleasure. What a difference. Half an hour, mate. The resurrection journey. Psalm 1 has begun. Keep following the Gospel of the Oval Ball on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Google Podcasts. There's some music, Castbox, you name it. The Evertowning always inspirational is on it. The continuing journey of the resurrection of the Viking. And if you like, get in touch. Start subscribing, following. It's all over Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Get following the greatest game and the greatest verbalizer. That is the Evertowning always inspirational Viking and PQ's Gospel of the Oval Ball. The one and only place to follow Rugby League on social media.